we carry that judgment and shame. We carry that charge and that energy of judgment and shame. And when we do that, it keeps us stuck.
Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be to raise the consciousness within in order to create a life and business of ease, flow, and freedom. This podcast offers inspiring stories, strategies, and special guests to help you become your most aligned self. I am Minerva Maharaj, a former NBA Toronto Raptors dancer turned ICF accredited spiritual life coach, founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching, and Star Seed Academy coach training. My soul's mission is to show you the impossible is truly possible. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's get to awakening your soul's wisdom.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Words of Wisdom. I'm your host, Minerva Maharaj. Today, I want to talk to you about eliminating judgment and shame. I know this is a big topic and it's something that feels really heavy and hard to move through, but I think it's an important topic to talk about. And I do want to simplify it for you by offering one simple and powerful tool that helps shift a lot of self-judgment and shame for myself, and something I want to offer you as if you're my client sitting in front of me right now. When we judge and shame ourselves for a dip in income, losing a client, for not being where you want to be, for a job not working out, for a relationship not working out, whatever it is that you're judging yourself for, you feel shame for, or perhaps other people have made you feel shameful and judged for what has happened to you, what you've done, what you've said, what you've decided for yourself. The point is, we carry the judgment and shame. Whether it's something we inflict on ourselves or something that has been inflicted upon us, we carry that judgment and shame. We carry that charge and that energy of judgment and shame. And when we do that, it keeps us stuck in the same spot. So if you were to imagine a rope where when you were kids, you played tug of war and one person pulls it one way and then the other team pulls it the other way, and then you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Most times we're pretty much staying in the same spot, are we not? No, I'm right. I'm wrong. Go this way. Go that way. Go left. Go right. This is better. This is worse. As you say that, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and really, end of the day, you're standing in the exact same spot. And that's what judgment and shame does to you. That's what it does to your dreams and to your goals. Despite your efforts, despite greater intention, despite intentional action, it keeps you stuck in the same spot. So it's important to eliminate or learn how to manage the judgment and shame in a more productive way, because, newsflash, no matter the level you're at, you're going to be faced with judgment and shame. It's not going to go away. People are going to judge you. People will try to shame you, make you feel bad for what you want, where you're at, how you got it, whether it's money, relationships, career, health. There's always going to be somebody that brings in that contrast in life. It's part of the human experience. And one thing that successful people do, the greatness that you admire in other people, those who you attribute to being great at what they do, to being successful, one thing that they do is not let judgment and shame take over them. They don't let it affect them. Other people's judgment, they don't allow it to affect them. They definitely don't judge themselves, at least for the majority that I believe are truly happy and satisfied at that level. They don't bask in judgment and criticism and in shame. You can create from that place. I always talk about that. Contrast is always available. You can create from anything, from anywhere, in any way, from any vibration. But depending what platform you come from, judgment and shame, love, possibilities, abundance, you're going to get different results, right? So I want to offer you something So that in this moment, right here, right now, whatever it is you're judging yourself for, whatever it is you're telling yourself the reason you can't get ahead is because of blank, whatever it is that's making you feel ashamed of where you are, embarrassed for what happened, it's time to eliminate that and let that shit go so that you can move forward into what you know is meant for you and what you know is who you truly are at the core and what you know is your next level and who you truly are, who your next level is. So here's that little exercise I want to take you through. You can just do this in your head, or if you like to journal, sure, you can do that too. I want you to think of the top 3 things you feel ashamed of right now that you're judging yourself for. Is it not making enough money, a client pulled out, not bringing any new business in, a relationship that ended after so many years? What is it? Can be something in the present or something that even happened in the past that you still carry to this day. I want you to just think of the top 3 things that you feel that you are holding on to right now and you feel some judgment and shame around. Okay. And now pick one of those, the one that feels the strongest right now, and apply this question. What if it is or was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if it was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if it is or was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? Do you notice what just happened when you did that? And if you didn't feel it right away, that's okay too. Just take a moment and really sink into that. Allow the mind to shift. Maybe you're just kind of like, huh? And that's great too, because that means something is shifting. This is going to be a huge shift in perspective on the things you judge yourself for and you've been holding shame for. What if that's the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if the dip in income was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if that person who broke up with me was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if that client not signing on after I expected them to sign on was the most brilliant thing to happen to me? Whatever it is, insert that in and ask yourself, what if that was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? And what happens when you do that is that you start gaining hindsight now. You start gaining the lessons. You start seeing it from a new perspective, a new empowering perspective, and you start feeling more empowered and more into your next level self, into who you need to be to create what it is you truly desire. When you start seeing the things you have considered in the past, right or wrong, good or bad, as brilliant, thank God it happened to me. Like you truly feel it and not trying to convince yourself, because sometimes it can happen to us and we're like, I know it's for the best, but, right? You truly start believing it and seeing it and feeling it and vibrating at who your next level self truly be. Because let me tell you, your next level self is not beating up on herself. She's seeing the bigger picture. She's zooming out. She believes in herself. She keeps going. Things are still not going to go, quote unquote, according to plan, but it's going to the greater good and cause and the highest of all, for all. And that's what she zooms in on. And she knows and trusts herself. She knows it's going to happen. She keeps going. She keeps believing. She keeps seeing. She keeps doing. And she keeps feeling in alignment and vibrating in alignment to the greater good and to the greater vision. And so when you apply this question and apply this tool to anything you've been carrying from the past, things that you're judging and holding on to in this moment, and even things that will come up in the future that you may judge yourself on, like your mistakes, your should haves, the opinions that you've placed on yourself, that you've adopted from other people, anything that you have deemed wrong or you've done wrong or something is wrong about you. What if that was the most brilliant thing you can do? What if that was the most brilliant thing to ever happen? Because that's what's going to catapult you further. That's what's going to catapult you towards what it is you really want. So thank God it happened. And we have a shift in perspective in the good and wrong, the bad, the right, in everything that we've considered bad, wrong, worse in our lives. We wish the shoulds. It eliminates all the beating up, all the negativity, all of the things that's keeping us stuck in the same spot and not helping us move forward. Not just move forward, but catapult forward. It takes away the charge, the heaviness, the negativity, the judgment and shame. And it opens us up to the brilliance of who we are, the power of who we are, the creator who we are, to choose anything and create any possibility that our heart desires, that we feel in our core is meant for us. And now we're lining up to that by now viewing everything we've ever judged as wrong in us and around us. What if that was the most brilliant thing to ever happen to me? What if that was the most brilliant thing I could ever done for myself? You start seeing the greater possibilities and opening up to the lessons and to the gold and to learning that lesson now and receiving hindsight now. Because I think we all have that relationship or something that's happened in the past that in the moment it felt like shit that it happened and we felt like we couldn't get out of it. We wish it didn't happen, but now you can look back and be like, thank God I didn't marry that person. Thank God that didn't work out. Thank God I lost my job. But in the moment, we felt really crappy about it. What if you didn't have to wait years before you received that lesson, before you received that gratitude, and to see it with clear eyes, and you saw it now, and you positioned yourself at a greater level to succeed now and not have to wait for it later? When you start cheering for yourself and seeing yourself as the brilliance that you are, the creator you are, how magnificent you are, how great you are, and you start seeing that now and not later, you start creating from a more powerful place, emit a stronger frequency. You stand taller, you be stronger, you show up wiser, you emit a different energy all around that just, like attracts like, will come back to you from that frequency. So start standing in your power and start owning the greatness of who you are. I hope this resonates with you. Let me know. I love hearing from you on Instagram. Take a screenshot of this and tag me at Goddess of Wisdom Coach. And also DM me and let me know how this episode resonates with you. And as always, to help get this message out to more people, like and subscribe on Apple, on Spotify, whatever platform you're listening on, and leave a review, because then when other people leave a review, then it helps get the message out more. I really want to get this message out and really want to help people step into their greatness and achieve the greatness that they're here for, because I believe that's what we're all here for, to experience the greatness of life. I hope this resonates. Thank you so much for listening. Send you all so much love and light.